Shalom, friends. And here it is, another Tuesday here in Gainesville. For those of you who are listening in multitudes of places, you know, we're coming up to Passover now, and it is really on my mind, this holiday. They tell me that this holiday of Passover is the most widely observed Jewish holiday on our calendar. It seems that it appeals to a lot of people, and I think we could say that part of that appeal might be in the springtime nature. That is to say that here is flowers are beginning to bloom and leaves are beginning to grow. We sort of feel the change of seasons. We feel that there's something to celebrate. And that's why so many cultures, I think, have these holidays at this time of the year. But Passover also is a unique holiday on the Jewish calendar in how it is observed. I mentioned earlier that it is parallel to the high holidays that come in the fall that are largely observed in the synagogue, largely observed in large group prayer settings. But Passover is different. In fact, I like to think of it as the exact opposite. We don't gather in the synagogue. Rather, for the most part, we gather in small groups. We gather at home. We gather around a table that is already set with hors d'oeuvres, with food, and with a script. We're encouraged to talk and argue and debate and discuss. Just the opposite of sitting in services for hours where we're told to pray and to passively listen. On Passover, we not only celebrate and remind ourselves of historical events, we address current events as well. And we do so with glasses full of wine, 4 cups as a matter of fact. And we do so with plenty of food, in case we forget that that we're supposed to eat during the meal. We're given instructions to dip our parsley, dip our green vegetables, and have charosis and maror and bits of matzah as we prepare for the meal. It's the kind of atmosphere that is so special, warm and inviting. And so I think it is that element of warm and inviting and of meaningful that encourages us to make this such a widely observed holiday. And so as we learn about Passover, we'll continue about talking about Passover in the weeks to come. I like to consider about how it contrasts with other holidays. For example, I mentioned the high holidays a minute ago. On Yom Kippur, we fast. On Passover, we eat. On Yom Kippur, we abstain. On Passover, we indulge. On Yom Kippur, we think about death and the fragility of life. On Passover, we celebrate renewal and birth. On the high holidays, we consider our own personal faults. On Passover, we think about ourselves as part of a community, as part of a group, part of a larger collection of individuals who are traveling literally through the desert of life together. These are just a few of the parallels, the kind of yin and yang of the high holidays to Pesach. We need both influences in our lives. We need both sides of the coin as we make our way through these complicated lives. We'll think more about Passover. We'll talk more about Pesach in the weeks and days to come. Right now, I invite you to join me for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabam. B'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. B'hagala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabam v'varach l'olam li'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yidnaseh. V'yidadar v'yidaleh v'yidalal shemei d'kudisha barichu. Li'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlom rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Thank you, friends, for being with me. Have a great week ahead.